Good morning, I'm Ron O'Brien, Market and Derivative Strategist for Interfood Incorporated. This is your Global Dairy Brief for Monday, January 6th, 7:57 on the East Coast. Well, we had the dairy products report for the month of November come out after the close on Friday. A mixed bag for most dairy products, but we'll start with cheese. American cheese production came in at 354.5 million pounds for the month. That was down 2.7% from a year ago. We saw total cheese was slightly above expectations. However, the shift to mozzarella production, mozzarella was up 7.6% from a year ago. That has traders a bit bullish on the cheese supply. Non-fat dry milk was neutral. Production was 100.1 million pounds, down 13.6% during the month versus year prior. However, the production has been, we've seen a tremendous shift from non-fat dry milk to exportable SMP. SMP was up 26.1% from a year ago. But again, the markets are pricing non-fat dry milk when we're talking about futures and weekly prices. So neutral report, but still supportive to the current spot prices. Butter production was 142.76 million pounds, just below market expectations. Year-over-year production was down 0.1%, but slightly higher on an average basis versus October by about 1.5%. So we've seen on Friday, if you were watching the futures markets, exploded, followed the Thursday market. Thursday futures higher. Friday class 3 finished up 56 cents a hundredweight in February to 1968. March was up 53 cents to 1907, and this morning we're not really seeing that follow through buying, but a bit of consolidation. The January contract still above 20 bucks this morning. February's down a dime to 1958. And March down 6 to 1901. The 2014 Class 3 average this morning is down 3 cents to 18.23, but we are currently pricing Class 3 milk at 20.15 a hundredweight. So markets, with that report on Friday, still kind of elevated at these levels. And with the discounted futures curve, you'd expect to see a bit more buying come into the cheese complex, so long as the cash markets remain strong. Blocks on Friday were up 2.75 cents a pound to 204 1/4. Barrels were up 7 cents a pound to $1.92. Moving over to Class 4, we currently price Class 4 milk at 21.50 a hundredweight. Butter continues to inch up slightly. On Friday, we saw the spot price for butter at the CME jump 3 cents a pound to $1.57. Class 4 futures are quiet this morning. We are steady to 5 cents higher. The February contract had declined sharply at the beginning of last week, but finished a bit stronger. The February contract is now 21.90. That's about 40 cents off of their high, but you're still talking about the strongest Class 4 price we've ever seen in the States, 21.90, expecting the non-fat dry milk prices to remain elevated through the end of January, even to move well up, probably closer to where we're pricing or spot prices for powder are right now. The 2014 average for Class 4 is 19.92, so with the similar to Class 3, that's the spot price is likely going to continue to bring in buying at least through Q1. But as the farther you go out on that curve, there's still a bit of discount. Butter futures real quiet this morning, no real action. The February contract's at $1.61. Powder futures also quiet. The February contract $2.00875 cents a pound. But again, that spread, we haven't really seen many offers in that February contract in the past couple of sessions. The best offer this morning is pretty close to $2.05 a pound. So that's what's keeping the futures markets in the Class 4 complex a bit elevated. Going outside the states for a second, I believe 2/3 of Queensland in Australia is still under drought conditions, extreme dry temperatures. I put up another story I've been following the last couple of days on dairypost.com. Check that out. But again, we've seen not near record temperatures, but almost 120 degrees Fahrenheit in Australia. When you're looking at temperatures in the upper Midwest, wind chills down near almost 50 degrees below zero Fahrenheit over the weekend. We are not really seeing much activity out of whole milk powder futures and SMP futures on the NZX this morning. We saw WMP on Friday closed down $40 a ton, but still those prices remain elevated and are dragging our markets higher. GDT, like maybe I said it a minute ago, but it comes out tomorrow, and that'll give us a better picture of how the last 2 weeks were, how if demand's pent up or we're starting to destruct at these levels. But that comes out tomorrow. Markets and traders will be intently focused on it. We are now back to the U.S. With respect to milk prices, everyone's saying high prices curing high prices, and most of our powder production is coming out of the state of California. And I touched on it last week about how dry it is in the state of California. But some of the numbers are, 2013, I believe, was the driest California has been in 136 years, and no relief is supposed to be expected. Heifer inventories are near record lows, and it's really causing a problem for California producers to really ramp up production. They really haven't seen these $20, $21 milk checks quite yet, and even some of the $20 milk that they are seeing on the Class 4A side is being watered down by a lower 4B price. So, we really haven't been able to turn on the production and really, call a top to these milk markets in the United States, especially as China continues to import powders at a record pace, and even Russia importing on the butter market. That's another story I've been following the last couple of weeks, but strong demand out of fats out of Eastern Europe. We got all milk price for 2013 was $19.99 a hundredweight. That is the second highest all milk price in the United States, only second to 2011. But the same story here. Protein prices continue to pull all of our markets higher. Extreme weather, blizzards, northeast. We're likely going to keep elevated at these levels, especially as international demand remains strong. So can't really call a top to this, but Class 3 markets under a little bit of pressure this morning. Outside of dairy industry, not much to talk about. Looks green across most of the boards. March corn's up 2 cents to $4.25 a quarter a bushel. Here in Chinese continues to cancel cargoes of U.S. corn due to GMO concerns, but the market didn't really want to, at least the futures market in Chicago didn't really want to dip too much under $4.25 a bushel. It's a price that the markets have been strong, stuck to. Like I always bring up, Goldman Sachs 3, 4, 5 months ago predicted markets bottoming at $4.25 a bushel, and they have. Funds still large short position in corn, and if that's their target, then likely we're probably going to see short covering down at these levels. WASDE comes out on Friday. That'll give a better picture of how the corn supply is in the States and globally. I talked to you last week about Argentina. Their stocks are about 4 million tons under what the USDA is projecting them to be. So probably a little mixed bag there. But outside of corn, March wheat up 3 cents this morning, $6.09 a bushel. January soybeans up 3 cents to $12.92 and a quarter. Cattle markets are closed for another couple hours, but we're going to start Feb cattle today at $1.3630 a hundredweight, and March feeders at $1.6810 a hundredweight. So cattle markets remain elevated. Even despite decline in consumption in the States, the supply is the lack of supply is what's really elevating those markets, and strong international demand as well. The dollar index up slightly this morning. The euro had fallen sharply near the end of last week, but looks stable this morning at 136. was trading over 139 just about 5-6 days ago. So perhaps the pressure in the euro could make some of those dairy products over there a bit more exportable, but their supplies are still so tight, and reflected by their butter prices, their fat prices, 60, 70, 80 cents a pound respectively, compared to our levels. So we'll keep watching if we see a little bit of pressure on the European dairy products prices. Stock market 16,407, up 19, so really no action this morning, but we'll stay tuned. Anything I can do for you, you can find my information on dairypost.com, the real-time updates, where we broadcast live from the CME. I'm down in Miami. Today it's going to be highs in the mid-80s. I know a lot of my friends in the industry don't want to hear that, but highs in the mid-80s down here today. I think it's going to dip into the 60s tomorrow, but I'll be heading out west to California for the week. But you need me for anything, find all of our information on dairypost.com. You have any supplies that you would like, dairy products that you would like to export internationally, make sure you contact us to speak to one of our physical traders here in the office. Same domestically, we can help you with both sides of buying and selling your dairy products. That's what we do over here at Interfood. Other than that, you guys have a great day. We'll talk tomorrow.